Dark Rosaleen opened in 1919 at the Belasco Theater, produced by David Belasco himself, and the show starred Eileen Eubin. And the cool thing is that Eileen Eubin is actually my great aunt. Reveal. Yeah.
Yes, for the audience, yeah.
Cool, right? Technically, she's my grand aunt. I looked up. But I didn't know about this until 2008, when my Aunt Barbara did like Ancestry.com. And she started finding some stuff out about her family, and because my family is very Irish, we don't talk about things. And so the older people in the family, we never knew that we had a Broadway star in our midst, other than me, of course. And so Eileen Eubin was born in Galway, and she came to the US in 1913, and she wanted to study music. Specifically, she wanted to sing light opera. And she lived with her sisters in Harlem. And one of her sisters was my great-grandma, Winifred. And another one of her sisters was Delia, who happens to be the grandmother of TV actress Susan Sullivan. You may know Susan Sullivan from Falcon Crest, or Dharma and Greg, or I think she did some like Tylenol sinus commercials in the 90s, which is how like I best know her from.
Underappreciated Tylenol.
Yeah, and so Eileen, without any formal training, she was cast in a showcase. It was called the Irish Historic Pageant, and it was at the Lexington Avenue Armory. And she was received so well that she was cast in a number of shows with the Irish Theatre of America. And it was there that she was discovered by David Belasco. And when she was given the role in Dark Rosaleen, she actually didn't want to do the show because she thought that the role in the show was too stage Irish. She felt that the show portrayed Irish people as stereotypes. And there were a lot of theater artists living in New York who had come from Dublin and other places that were like looking to do serious theater. And you come to America and they just want you to be like hoity-toity, I'm a leprechaun, or whatever. Like,
this is the problematic edition, but we're trying to explore it purposefully, as you can tell.
And audiences loved, I guess, when Irish people did that. But she had to do the show because she was under contract with David Belasco, and he had bought the rights to this and made it a star vehicle for her. When she was interviewed and asked what it was like to be a star on opening night of Dark Rosaleen, Eileen said, "I am so happy, I'm scared, honestly." And when reviewer C. Courtney Savage talked about the show, he thought it was a very attractive and well-produced production, but he didn't care for the play itself, and he thought that Dark Rosaleen and a lot of other shows in that season did well only because it was a very cold spring, and people had nothing better to do than just go to the theater. But he did go on to say that perhaps the greatest point in favor of the play is that it allows Eileen Eubin to be in a production that is worthy of her talent. Miss Eubin is the young woman who flashed into an acting success in a play that was a failure and has since then been waiting for a part that would allow her to show all of her capabilities. She carries the part of Moya with ease and helps materially to make Dark Rosaleen an interesting play, even if it brings little of real value to the departing season. The Catholic News went on to say that Eileen Eubin is one of the most charming Colleens seen on stage in a generation. I lost my spot. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here we go. And then we're going to go on to this.
Oh, yeah. Great. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that so cool? Kevin's family history, a little bonus session. One of the other stars of Dark Rosaleen was actually Thomas Mitchell. Who was Thomas Mitchell? Yes, audience, that's correct. He won a Tony for Hazel Flagg. Good job! Great job!
Now, Dark Rosaleen had classic Irish characters and humor mixed with the contemporary stagecraft of Belasco, and one notable production element was a horse that ate sugar out of Eileen's palm.
Look at these amazing photos of her. Thank you, New York Public Library. We all appreciate you. The horse was integral to the plot, which I learned from the library was about two rival Irish pubs, one from the north and one from the south, and the star-crossed lovers from each of the pubs who eventually settle things over a horse race.
As one does, yeah.
There are also amazing costume sketches from Dark Rosaleen at the New York Public Library. I didn't crop these so you could understand my library journey. Pretty cool. Yeah.
And the show was actually a play with music, and the title song was written by Alfred Bryan and Abby Green.
Here to sing from Dark Rosaleen, it's Kevin Michael Murphy.
Rose of roses, dark Rosaleen, I bless the hour you were born. Grief reposes, dark Rosaleen, down in my heart like a thorn. Dark Rosaleen, I love you, my Rosaleen, I love you. Come take the thorn from out my heart, my darling. Make me your love slave, my queen. And while the river Shannon keeps on flowing, my Irish love for you will keep on growing. Be my colleen, dark Rosaleen. Birds are mating, dark Rosaleen, down in the deep wooded dell. I am waiting, dark Rosaleen. Love is the story I tell, dark Rosaleen. I love you, my Rosaleen, I love you. Come take the thorn from out my heart, my darling. Make me your love slave, my queen. And while the river Shannon keeps on flowing, my Irish love for you will keep on growing. Be my colleen, dark Rosaleen. So in the end, to sort of wrap this up, Eileen Newman would appear in 10 Broadway shows and one silent film, and it was called Find the Woman. And Susan Sullivan had told my family that she believed that Eileen may have made a record, but I still haven't been able to confirm that. Unfortunately, Eileen died in 1935 in her apartment in Hamilton Heights, Harlem, after 6 months of illness, possibly related to alcohol poisoning, and she was 38 years old. Yeah. And so I would like to start the rumor that Eileen Newman is one of the ghosts that haunt the Belasco Theater.
Kevin, you're related to a ghost.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
that would be pretty cool. So if you ever see her, say hi.